Hello, everybody. The World Series is being played today, Game 1 of the series between the Astros and the Nationals. So I felt, well, I guess I really should do a World Series for that. And what better World Series to do, since the year is 2019, what better World Series replay would be to do than the 1919 Black Sox World Series between the Chicago White Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. Going through everything, I decided to go ahead and do this because it just makes sense. So we're going to do the 1919 World Series between the White Sox and the Reds, and we're going to do it game by game. Today, Game 1 of the 2019 World Series is being done between the Astros and the Nationals. So today we will do Game 1 of the 1919 World Series between the White Sox and the Reds. Welcome you to Redland Field, but I'm actually utilizing Crosley Field, which Redland Field was used at that time, okay, but, was actually known that was, well, Crosley Field was known at that time as Redland Field, where the Reds played that year. So welcome you to Redland Field for Game 1 of the 1919 World Series. Taking a look at this ballpark, amazing how baseball has really changed over the years. And it's amazing that we are now, it's amazing that the Black Sox Scandal is now 100 years old in baseball. And it just really is amazing that all these years have passed. And baseball really, is it the same game? That's a real question. I really don't know. Of course, the game has changed. The ball is no longer what it was. This was the last year of the dead ball era. This World Series was not only just a Black Sox scandal, but it was also the end of the dead ball era, before people named Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Williams, before people like that started taking over the baseball world. Well, let's get started, shall we? Game 1 of the 1919 World Series. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox. The Reds actually had home field for this World Series. It'll be Shano Collins batting first, then Eddie Collins batting second, Buck Weaver batting third, some nobody by the name of Jackson batting fourth, Felsch batting fifth, Chick Gandil batting sixth, Swede Risberg batting seventh, Ray Schalk batting eighth, and Eddie Seacott batting ninth. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Reds. We have Jake Daubert at first, Maury Rath at second, we have Larry Koff at shortstop. We have Heine Groh at third. Pat Duncan's in left. Ed Roush is in center. Greasy Neal is in right. Greasy Neal. Baseball names, you gotta love them. Behind the plate is Ivy Wingo. And on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds will be Dutch Reuther. In 1919, Dutch Reuther had a 1.82 ERA, 19 wins, 6 losses. Pitching just wasn't the same back then in those days, right? Well, let's get things started here with the top of the first. Leading off for the Chicago White Sox will be Shano Collins. He batted .279 in 1919. He had 6 doubles, 3 triples, and he did have the occasional home run. Here's the windup and the pitch to start Game 1 of the World Series. Collins grounds a base hit up the middle. Roush has to toss it back to the infield, so the White Sox start with a man on first. Not too bad there for Shano Collins as the White Sox get ready. And yes, I will be playing the White Sox in this game. Since I usually like to play the losers, okay, to see if I can win, and a lot of people said the White Sox threw the World Series away, so we're about to find out how this White Sox team really attended to do this. So I'm going to try to win with the White Sox against the team that actually beat them in the World Series. Eddie Collins will bat next. He batted .319 in 1919. He had 19 doubles, 7 triples. He had 4 home runs and 80 runs batted in. I'm lucky that when I purchased Action PC Baseball, the 1919 season came with it. So I actually got lucky with this. Eddie Collins at the plate. Shano Collins at first. Here's the pitch. And he hits a deep fly ball to center, but Ed Roush gets under it and makes the catch for the out. And they will throw it back in for 1 out. Here's Buck Weaver. Buck Weaver batted .296 in 1919, 33 doubles, 9 triples, and 3 home runs. He had 75 runs batted in. Pretty much hit right and left-handers pretty well no matter which side of the plate he was on for the White Sox. Collins still at first base. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. Ruther gets the punch out. And now there are 2 outs. And now we have, well, some nobody who will never amount to anything. Okay, we're talking about Shoeless Joe Jackson. I really don't know where to start with this guy. He was the Willie Mays of his time. He could run, he could hit, he could field. He was at that time the best player in baseball. Before there was Babe Ruth, before there was Ted Williams, there was this guy, Shoeless Joe Jackson. Does he belong in the Hall of Fame? 100% yes. And I tell people that as far as the Hall of Fame ballots go, I don't care what anybody says. Before you put in any of the steroid guys, such as Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, who I still think belong in the Hall, I don't care. But before you put those guys in, Pete Rose and the ghost of Shoeless Joe Jackson better be waiting for them at the front door. Joe Jackson, you belong in the Hall of Fame, absolutely 100%. You were the best of your time. You were one of the first. You were the Willie Mays of your time. You were the Mike Trout of your time. Okay, Shoeless. We feel so bad. We really do. Do you belong in the Hall of Fame? 100% yes. And he will bat now. It's his first at bat in this World Series, and he batted .325 against the lefties and .359 against the righties. It doesn't matter. All he did was hit. Here's the pitch to Shoeless. And he hits a high fly to center, but Roush is there and makes the catch to retire the side. So no runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Cincinnati. We have Maury Rath batting first, Daubert batting second, Groh batting third, Roush batting fourth, Duncan batting fifth, Larry Koff batting sixth, Greasy Neal batting seventh, Wingo batting eighth, and Ruther will bat ninth. Defensively for the White Sox, Chick Gandil at first. We have Eddie Collins at second, Swede Risberg at short, Buck Weaver at third, Joe Jackson, Shoeless in left, Happy Felsch in center, Shano Collins in right, Schalk is behind the plate, and on the mound for the White Sox, Eddie Cicotte. Cicotte, 1.82 ERA, 29 wins, 7 losses and a save, 300 innings pitched. Pitchers today are lucky if they get 200 innings. That was baseball back in the day. There was nothing, it was no these rest days off, whatever, okay? You got out there, you threw 150 pitches, took maybe a day or two off, and then you were back out there again. Eddie Cicotte, one of the best pitcher on the White Sox at that time, but a lot of people say he was the main reason that threw the series for the White Sox. Let's start here at the bottom of the first. Leading off for the Reds will be Maury Rath, batted .264. He had that year, he had 29 runs batted in, and he had a home run. Here's the pitch from Cicotte. And it's drilled to third, but Buck Weaver makes the catch, 1 out. Remember, the White Sox were heavily favored in this World Series. There was no way they should have lost it. Jake Daubert will bat next, he was .276 in 1919. Here's the pitch from Cicotte. And it's a hard grounder to Weaver at third. Weaver throws him out at first for the second out. And now we'll see Jaime Groh. Groh batted .310 for the Reds. 17 doubles, 11 triples, 5 home runs. Remember, this is the dead ball era. There wasn't much home run hitting over the walls. A home run was very uncommon back in that day. Here's the pitch from Cicotte. Groh lines one, and Cicotte right there makes the catch. No score. We go to the top of the second. It'll be Happy Felsch leading off for the White Sox. He batted .275 that year in 1919. 500. He had 138 hits, 34 doubles, 11 triples, and actually had 7 home runs. Here's the pitch to Felsch. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Ruther, and now we'll see Chick Gandil. Gandil batted .290 in 19. Had a home run, 60 runs batted in. Here's the pitch to from Ruther. Gandil deep fly to right center, but Neal got it and makes the catch. And now we'll see Swede Risberg. Risberg batted .256 in 1919. 19 doubles, 6 triples, and 2 home runs that year. Here's the pitch from Risberg. Risberg, ground ball. Groves got it, throws to first, and he is safe on a close call. Risberg gets a hit. Second hit of the game for the Sox, and now we'll see Ray Schalk, the catcher, batted .282 in 19. Ruther checks and deals. Here's the pitch to Schalk. Schalk swings, makes contact. Grove's going to have to hurry, and he is out. Great call by the umpire, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, bottom of the second. Ed Rausch will lead off for the Reds. He batted .321 in 19. He had 19 doubles, 12 triples, and 4 homers. Rausch at the plate. Here's the pitch from Seacott. And he hits a Texas leaguer between first and second. Gandil dives, and he makes the catch. What a play by Gandil, 1 out. We'll now see Pat Duncan. Duncan batted .244 in 1919. 2 homers, 17 runs batted in. Here's the pitch from Seacott. Duncan hits a frozen rope to short, right at Risberg. He puts it away, 2 outs. And now we'll see Larry Kopf. He batted .270, no homers, 58 RBIs. The pitch to Kopf. He swings, hard grounder towards short. Risberg fields and throws to first to retire the side. Nothing going on, no score. We go to the top of the third. The White Sox will send Eddie Seacott to the plate. Eddie Seacott was not a bad hitter, batted .202 for a pitcher. He had 20 hits that year. Seacott steps in the batter's box, Dutch Ruther. I would like to let you know these are the actual starting lineups for these teams in Game 1 of that series. Here's the pitch to Seacott. Eddie bloops it towards left. Duncan comes in. It is a hit. Duncan fires it back in, and Seacott will be on first. So a base hit for the pitcher as Seacott helps his cause, and now top of the order for Collins. He's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch to Collins. It's a grounder. Too short. Kopp fields it to Rath at second for 1. He won't get the player. He won't get the runner at first as Collins is a little bit too quick. But there's 1 out. And now here's Eddie Collins. He's 0 for 1. Collins hit from either side of the plate. Didn't matter what. Ruther checks and deals. Here's the pitch. Collins hits on the ground between first and second. Rath goes to his left, fields it. Could be a double play. And he's got it. In time. No runs, a hit, no errors. No score after 2.5. We go to the bottom of the third. Greasy Neal leads off for the Reds. He batted .242 in that year. 1 homer, 54 runs batted in. Will the Chicago White Sox be the Black Sox in this series? Here's the pitch to Neal. Neal hits a liner up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Felsch has to put it back into in the infield, and the Reds get their first hit of the game. Here's Ivy Wingo, the catcher. He batted .273, no homers, 27 RBIs in 1919. Here's the pitch to Wingo. Wingo hits a grounder between third and short. That's going to be a base hit. Neal has to go to second. He'll stay there. And so the Reds have got something cooking here in the bottom of the third. With nobody out, and now Dutch Ruther is the batter. Ruther batted .261, good hitter. 2 doubles, 3 triples, 6 RBIs. Ruther wasn't too bad. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Reds threatening. Here's the pitch to Ruther. Ruther, towering fly to right center. Collins got it, makes the catch. Neal's going to try to go to third. He'll make it. Collins won't even throw it. And there's 1 out. Runners now at first and third for Cincinnati, and now we'll see Maury Rath. He's 0 for 1. Infield will stay back, will stay normal. And here's the pitch to Rath. Rath, bunt on the ground, tending the mound. Schalk has it. Looks Neal back to third. His only play is to first. He throws to Collins, and he's out of there. Great play by Schalk. Neal had no chance to get there on a squeeze play. They get the out. Wingo goes to second, so runners at second and third now, and Jake Dauber is the batter. You want to pitch to Dauber. I don't think you want to pitch to Groh. Groh is actually the better hitter. Seacott sets and deals. Here's the pitch. Dauber swings, hammered towards center. That's a base hit. Neal will score. Wingo will score from second. Felsch fires it back in, and the Reds take a 2-0 lead. So Cincinnati scores first in this World Series. And now the batter is Groh. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Groh bounces to Weaver. Weaver throws to second to get the out, and that ends the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Reds 2, Chicago White Sox nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Buck Weaver will bat for the White Sox. He's 0 for 1. Weaver in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Easy grounder to second. Rath throws to first. 1 out. Fans here at Redland Field enjoying it. Here's Schulis. He's 0 for 1. The pitch. Deep fly ball to Roush. But Roush had plenty of room. And he makes the catch on the track for the second out. Now we'll see Happy Felsch. He's 0 for 1. Ruther gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Happy. Happy hits a ground ball between third and short. Groh to his left, he gets it, throws across the infield, and he actually makes the play look easier than it was. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Reds. Here's Ed Roush to lead it off for Cincinnati. He's 0 for 1. Seacott gets on the mound. Here's the pitch to Roush. Roush hits a ground ball between first and second. Collins will get it and throw to first for the out. 1 down now for Pat Duncan. He's 0 for 1. Seacott on the mound, checks and deals. Here's the pitch. Duncan hits a rope right to right. That's going to be a base hit. Collins throws it back into the infield, and the Reds have another base runner. Man on first. Here's Larry Kopp. He's 0 for 1. Duncan on at first. Seacott checks them out. Remember, in 1919, this was a best of 9, not a best of 7. The first team to win 5 games did it. Koff gets it back in the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Eddie Seacott. Koff hits one on the ground to second. Collins bobbles it, recovers it. He tosses to 1 second for 1, back to first. But Koff beat the relay. And he gets the second out, but that is it. No error on the play, though. It turned out to be pretty much a fielder's choice. And now here's Neal. Neal 1 for 1. Here's the pitch to a guy named Greasy. Greasy, very deep fly to right. But Collins has got it. There was a hit, but that was all. Still 2-0 Cincinnati. Top of the 5th. Chick Gandil will bat for the White Sox. Here's the pitch from Ruther. And that's a walk. So a leadoff walk for Chicago, and now we'll see Swede Risberg. Dutch Ruther on the mound. Looking at Risberg. Gandil not a stealing threat. Here's the pitch from Ruther. Risberg, very deep fly toward right center. Neal's backing up and he's got it. 1 down. Gandil has to go back to first. So far, Dutch Ruther is pitching beautifully. Here's Ray Schalk. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch to Schalk. Schalk, line drive up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Scandal on his way to third, and Gleason will hold him on a poor play. So 1 out, runners at first and second now for Eddie Seacott, who's 1 for 1. Seacott, an excellent bunter. With runners at first and second, I think you want to take a swing. Seacott steps in the batter's box. Luther looks at it. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And he walks the pitcher. Ruther walks Seacott. And the bases are loaded now for Shano Collins, who's 1 for 2. 1 out, top of the 5th. Reds lead 2-0 here in Game 1 of the 1919 World Series. This is the 100th anniversary of the Black Sox Scandal. The reason why I'm doing this. Shano Collins at the plate. Here's the pitch from Ruther. Collins, liner to left field. That's a base hit. Scandal will score. Schalk will score from second. Seacott moves to third. And the White Sox tie it up. Collins comes through with a big base hit. Still 1 out. Runners at first and third now. And now Eddie Collins up. He's 0 for 2. Collins steps in the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Ruther. And that's way outside and low. That's a wild pitch. Seacott will score. Collins will go to second. And the White Sox now lead it 3-2. And Collins still at the plate. And Shano Collins at second base now in scoring position. A wild pitch thrown by Dutch Ruther, and the Reds definitely didn't need that. Here's the pitch to Collins. Collins, it's a ground ball to short. Cuff. They've got Collins caught off second, throws to Rath. Collins is safe at second, and Eddie Collins is safe at first. They get nothing. Everybody's safe. So the Reds have made some very questionable plays in the outfield. And now runners at first and second, still 1 out. And the White Sox have already put 3 on the board. And here's Buck Weaver. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from Ruther. Weaver lines it. That's in the outfield. That's going to be a base hit. Collins to second. Collins takes a look at home. Gleason will send him. Here comes the throw from Roush. Eddie Collins is going to go to third. The throw home. He's out on a close play. Collins goes to third. Weaver goes to second. A great play by Ed Roush, who threw him right out of there. Now 2 outs with runners at second and third. And now you got Shoeless batting, who's 0 for 2. A chance for Shoeless now to show why he was the best player in baseball at that time. Ruther checks and deals. Here's the pitch to Jackson. Jackson, deep fly ball to left, but to right field, and Neal makes the catch. But the White Sox get 3 runs on 3 hits. Chicago White Sox 3, Reds 2, bottom of the 5th. Ivy Wingo will bat for Cincinnati. Here's the pitch from Eddie Seacott. Wingo 1 for 1, and now he's going to be 2 for 2. It's hit to right center. Felsch hustling over. He cuts it off. Wingo's going to go to second base, and he is safe with a double. So the Reds get a leadoff double. Now they will bring up Dutch Ruther, the pitcher, who's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Ruther swings. It's bounced between first and second, and Ruther's going to have a base hit. They're not going to throw home. They'll keep Ruther at first, allow the run to score, and the Reds tie it right back up in the bottom of the 5th inning. You keep the go-ahead run at first base, which is the right thing to do, but we're now tied at 3. So Dutch Ruther comes through with a big hit, and now we'll have Maury Rath lead the next batter. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch to Rath. Rath lays it down a bunt, and it's foul. Here's the pitch to Rath again. Rath hits it on the ground between first and second. Collins goes to a left. He fields it. Throws to Risberg. Throws to first. Not in time. They get one. Rath will be safe at first, and the batter will be Jake Dalbert. He's 1 for 2. Seacott checks into the dugout, getting the sign, getting the idea. Now here's the pitch from Eddie. Dalbert, butt on the ground in front of the plate, throws to first. They get him for the out. Rath moves over to second. And now the batter is Heine Groh. Groh is 0 for 2. Groh lined out to the pitcher and grounded to third. Here's the pitch from Seacott. Groh popped it up. Risberg says he's got it, and he does. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Chicago White Sox 3, Reds 3. We go to the top of the 6th. Happy Felsch leads off for the Sox. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch, and that's a walk. A leadoff walk, so Felsch will go to first. Not really a stealing threat, and now Chick Gandil will come up to bat. He's 0 for 1. Ruther gets the sign. Wingo flashes the fingers. Here's the pitch to Chick Gandil. Gandil hits a grounder between third and short. The Kopf goes to his right. He gloves it. He only has a chance to get him at first base. He's out. But Felsch does go to second. But there is one away. And now Swede Risberg is up. He's 1 for 2. Risberg stands in. Here's the pitch from Ruther. It hits a ground ball between third and short, and Groh to his left, he has it, and he throws him out at first. Felsch cannot move over. 2 men down now for Ray Shaw. He's 1 for 2. Good baseball game here between the White Sox and the Reds. Here's the pitch to Shaw. Shaw gets a blooper to right. That's going to be a base hit. Felsch will score from second. Neal fires it back in, and the White Sox retake the lead. Shaw holds it first, and now Seacott will be up. Seacott is 1 for 1. Here's the pitch from Ruther. Seacott, it's a ground ball right back to the pitcher's mound. It's off the pitcher's glove, off of Kopf's glove. Sharks goes to second, Seacott to first, and Kopf is going to be given an error. So the White Sox get a free out. And now runners at first and second for Shadow Collins. He's 2 for 3. 2 singles and grounded out. Dutch Ruther checking out. Collins at the plate. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Collins. Collins, fly ball towards right center. Roush, he's got it, and makes the catch for out number 3. But the White Sox come away with a run on a hit and an error. Chicago White Sox 4, Reds 3, bottom of the 6th. Ed Roush leads off for the Reds. He's 0 for 2. Seacott with the pitch. Roush hits a liner between first and second. That's going to be a base hit. Collins will have to fire it back in, and the Reds get the leadoff base runner now. Here's Pat Duncan. He's 1 for 2. Seacott sets in. Infield in at third. Guarding against the bunt. Here's the pitch to Duncan. Struck him out! Duncan Ripa came up empty. First strikeout for Seacott. And now the batter is Kopf. He's 0 for 2. Seacott looks. Here's the pitch. Kopf hits a frozen rope down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit. He's going to go to second. He'll be safe with a double. Roush holds at third. So the Reds are in business. Runners at second and third and one out. And now Greasy Neal is up. He's 1 for 2. They will bring the infield in. White Sox leading 4-3, bottom of 6. There's the pitch to Neal. Neal hits a grounder, base hit between first and second. Roush will score. Koff takes a look at home. He's heading for home. There will not be a throw. And the Reds get 2 runs and retake the lead. Greasy Neal comes through again. And he's on at first. And now Ivy Wingo is up. Here's the pitch. Wingo rolling down the third base line. Weaver's going to have to hurry. Safe. Wingo with a base hit. It looked like you said he should have been called out, but they get the hit. And still 1 out. Now runners at first and second for the pitcher, Dutch Ruther. Seacott checks the ball. Maybe he spit on it. I don't know. Who knows what happened in baseball 100 years ago? Dutch Ruther at the plate. Here's the pitch from Seacott. Ruther, a deep fly to center, but Felsch should have it. He does. Second out. Neal will go to third and get there. And now the batter will be Rath. He's 0 for 2. Seacott checks and deals. The pitch to Rath. Walks him. So the bases are loaded now for Jake Dalbert. He's 1 for 2. Bases loaded, bottom of the 6th. The Reds already have 2 runs in. Seacott checks the mound. Here's the pitch to Dalbert. Dalbert, line drive on the first base line, foul ball. We'll do it again. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Dalbert. Dalbert, deep fly ball down the right field line, but Collins has got it. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. 6 in the books. Reds 5. Chicago White Sox 4. Top of the 7th. Eddie Collins will lead it off for the White Sox. He is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch to Collins. Collins, it's a line drive to center. That and Roush catches it. 1 out. Now we'll see Buck Weaver. He's 1 for 3. There's the pitch to Buck. Buck Weaver, it's a fly ball to left center. But Roush gets under it, and he makes the catch for the second down. And now here's Schulis. He's 0 for 3 today. Kind of uncanny for him. Can Jackson bring out the slump? Here's the pitch. Jackson, it's nailed right into the outfield. That's a base hit. And Joe Jackson gets his first hit of this World Series. He's on at first, and now a chance for Happy Felsch. 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to Felsch. Struck him out. Dutch Ruther has done the job that he needed to do. Bottom of the 7th. Still 5-4 Reds. Heine Groh leads off for Cincinnati. Seacott towing the rubber. Here's the pitch to Groh. Groh butted on the ground, fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes. Seacott again checks. Aggressive pitch. Groh, it's a soft liner to right. That's going to be a base hit. Collins retrieves it and sends it back into the infield. And now we'll see Roush. Roush is 1 for 3 for the Reds today. Line to first, grounded to second, and line to single. Here's the pitch to Roush. Roush, deep fly ball down the right field line. Collins going back. He's got it at the wall. Groh going to second, and Groh will be safe. It's an error on Collins. It got away from Collins, and Groh will go to third. So a big error on the White Sox. Now a huge insurance run is at third base. And Pat Duncan is up. He's 1 for 3. Lined, 2 lineouts, 1 lineout, a struck out, and lined a base hit. Infield in. You cannot let that run score. Aggressive pitch to Duncan. Struck him out, and Duncan didn't agree with the call. He's arguing with the ump, and he's kicked out. He's ejected. He go bye-bye. And they get the strikeout. So there'll be a new batter. There'll be somebody else batting up there, but there's now 2 outs, and the batter now is Larry Kopp, who's 1 for 3. Caught the pitcher. He sets up. Here's the pitch to Kopp. Kopp hits a hard grounder between first and second, throws to first, plenty of time. Cott was covering, and he gets the out. An insurance run wasted as the White Sox did the job. Still 5-4 Reds, though, top of the 8th. Taking over now for the Reds will be Sherry McGee in left field. Chick Gandil, however, will bat for the White Sox. Dutch Ruther has pitched pretty well, really. He's given up 8 hits. His ERA for the game so far is 5.14, but then again, he's keeping the... But then again, both teams have left 7 men on base. Here's the pitch to Gandil. Gandil hits a fly ball. Neal's got it, 1 out. Here's Swede Risberg, he's 1 for 3. Singled, flied out, and grounded out. Here's the pitch. Risberg struck him out. 4th strikeout for Ruther. And now we'll see Ray Schalk. Ruther on the mound, looks in. Schalk is 2 for 3. Lined a single to right, and grounded to third. Here's the pitch to Schalk. Schalk hits on the ground between third and short. A great play by Koff. Throws to first and gets him. And the inning is done. Bottom of the 8th. 5-4 Reds. Greasy Neal, he's been awesome today. He's 2 for 3. Lined a single up the middle, fly to deep right, but grounded a single between first and second to score 2 runs to give the Reds the lead. Cott is supposed to be the next pitcher to start the 9th inning, so this will probably be his last inning. Here's the pitch to Neal. Neal hard on the ground between third and short. Risberg throws and gets him at first. 1 out. Nope. Throw is upstairs. Chick goes up, it's down, and it's in the stands. Greasy Neal ends up as second. Second down on the game. My bad. I thought it was done. So a huge error by the White Sox, and the Reds get the leadoff runner at second base. Ivy Wingo, the batter. He's 3 for 3. Grounded a single, a double, and two singles and a double. Big runner on at second base. Here's the pitch to Wingo. Wingo rips a line drive to short. Risberg makes a great play. 1 out. And now here's the pitcher, Dutch Ruther. Cott checks and deals. Here's the pitch to Ruther. Struck him out. 3rd strikeout for Cott, and now Maury Rath is up. Maury Rath is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. And he walks Rath. So runners now at first and second for 2 outs for Jake Dalbert. He's 1 for 3. White Sox got to keep Neal from scoring. The Reds only have a 1-run lead to give Chicago a chance in the 9th. Here's the pitch to Dalbert. Dalbert will slow roll to Weaver at third. He throws to first. He is out of there. What a play to retire the side. 8 innings in the books. 5-4 Reds, top of the 9th. Coming on to pinch hit for the Chicago White Sox will be Eddie Murphy. No, not that Eddie Murphy. He batted .486 that year, but he only had 35 at-bats. But he hits lefties very well. .375 average against them. The White Sox got to get some base runners here. Down 5-4, top of the ninth. Dutch Ruther checks and deals. Here's the pitch. Murphy hits on the ground between third and short. Koff's going to have to hurry. He's got him, one out. And now we'll see Shano Collins. Collins gets in there. Ruther on the mound. Here's the pitch to Shano. Shano hits a ground ball to short. Koff bobbles, he muffs it. Collins is going to be safe at first. That's an error on Koff. Huge error. And the tying run is on first base. And now here's Eddie Collins, who is 0 for 4. Reds 5, White Sox 4, top of the ninth, game 1 of the 1919 World Series. Eddie Collins sets in, a big chance, tying run at first. Bunting is not an option, there's already one out. Here's the pitch. Collins grounded to second base. He backhands it, tosses it to one, back to first, nope, no throw to first. They get the out, which is the right thing to do, but now there's 2 outs with the tying run at first, and now the batter is Weaver, who's 1 for 4. Buck Weaver in the batter's box. 1 for 4, struck out, grounded to second, lined to single to center, and fly to shallow left center. Ruther trying to get the game done to put the Reds up 1-0. Ruther gets in, but Weaver knows he has to get a hit or on base somehow to give Jackson a chance. Here's the pitch to Weaver. Weaver hits a grounder up the middle. Base hit! Collins moves to third. Roush tosses it back to the infield. And now comes up shoeless Joe Jackson. Top of the ninth inning, Reds 5, White Sox 4. Runners at first and third. The best player in baseball now at bat. Jackson is 1 for 4. 3 flyouts and a line to single to center. Tying run at third, go ahead run at first. Ruther wipes some sweat off his brow. He knows he's facing the best batter in baseball. Joe Jackson steps into the batter's box. Here we go. Ruther gets the sign. Jackson puts the bat on the shoulder. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Jackson grounded a shot. Koff throws to first, and it's done. That's the ball game, as Cincinnati will beat the White Sox in Game 1 of this World Series. So the Cincinnati Reds get the first win of this World Series. Ruther will get the win, goes to 1-0. Eddie Seacott takes the loss, goes to 0-1. For the White Sox, Collins and Weaver both had 2 hits. So did Schalk. He also had 2 hits. The Reds, however, Ivy Wingo definitely gets the golden bat. He was 3 for 4, 2 runs scored and a double. Jake Dauber did have 2 RBIs. Neal had 2 RBIs as well. The Reds was a complete game for Cincinnati. And the Reds take the early quick lead in this World Series. So we take a look at the playoff bracket there between the White Sox. We see Cincinnati already up on the White Sox 1-0. And that's it here. So I'll see you next time tomorrow. I'll see you for Game 2 of this World Series. Cincinnati wins 5-4 in this first World Series of Game of 9 in the Black Sox. So I hope you enjoyed this game, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.